I don't really care for today, but we're getting ready. Today is a boring day, but it is a necessary boring day. It is my least favorite training day, and that is arm day. You see, I actually need to do arm day because looking at myself, I thought my arms were pretty small compared to the rest beforehand. Now I'd say they're pretty even with the rest, so that's good. But because it's something new that I gained, I think, like biceps specifically, I need to keep doing a specific arm day to keep them pretty big and swollen, but they're not even big and swollen. So anyways, it's not late, but it's 7:21 in the PM, so I'm gonna use Bloodshot. I'm not gonna use any Hostility. Hostility is the one with the caffeine, but I don't need all the stims just to do arms. Arms is let's go, get through it. I don't like doing it just because it's boring, but yeah, so we're gonna do a half a serving of Bloodshot, and I personally, 16 grams is half serving. We got this very high grade double decimal to be as exact as possible, and this flavor, strawberry kiwi, it's candy. It's like freaking candy. Alright, that's good enough. And then I like beta alanine, the thing that gives you the tingles. You can buy this. It's so cheap off Amazon. It's very inexpensive. And if you use it, it takes forever to load into your body for you to get the full effects, which is more kind of endurance and stamina. But it also gives you the tingles. But if you're like me and you use it basically every single day, you will get loaded with it and you will theoretically reap the benefits eventually. So I always put a serving of this with every pre-workout. So beta alanine, 3 grams is the suggested serving size. Now remember, some people might be using a little bit more of this stuff, but it also depends on how big you are, how much you weigh. I'm gonna go 3 grams, so 18.86 around. You can go a little bit more, doesn't matter. Get a little bit more of the tingles. Yep, very good. But I weigh 160. Okay, when I lose some water, definitely around 160 right now. So I don't need that much. Yeah, think about it, man. People forget they're pro bodybuilders using 1 scoop of this stuff. They're 200 something. I'm not anywhere near there. So I'm gonna drink this, and after I drink it for a little bit and just sip it, then I'll start heading to the gym.
You gonna do that? All right.
Here we go. It actually feels pretty good outside today. Recently it's been feeling so humid and so hot. It's just a outdoor sauna no matter where you go, but it actually feels pretty decent today. I walked out to actually walk this big ass bag we had to the garbage bin, and it was not humid. I don't what's nice about Dallas? Because my family lives in Dallas, so I go once a month. In Dallas, it's hot, but it's pretty dry. So at night when it cools down, and it's this drier air, and it's still warm, but it's not humid. It's pretty nice to go outside and take a walk and stuff like that. Over here to Houston, at night it just becomes more humid. So then you're just walking outside, and it's like a sauna, and that is not comfortable. I don't want to walk outside and feel sticky immediately. I gotta take another shower no matter how short of a time I spend outside. But yeah, we're on the way to the gym now to do some arms. Alright, so thought of the days. It's 8:20 right now. It's actually pretty late, but look how bright it is outside. Jeez. Anyways, so in the past, 2 videos or whatever, I've been talking about having to make a difficult decision that I didn't really want to make, and I didn't really go in depth with it. Just a little bit more backstory, but basically it's just, you're oh, why? What's so difficult? What can you possibly be going through? Who cares? Basically it's just in long story short, one of my best friends, I kind of had to make the decision to step away from them for a bit, just because talking to them was starting to get really stressful for me, and I was getting distracted from, it was actually distracting me from what I need to do, in this prep, right? It was messing with my stuff. It was messing with my good stuff. So I had to tell them today was actually the day that I had to, because I just didn't talk to them for a little bit. And today was the day that I had to just tell him like, hey, I just need to back up for a little bit, you know what I'm saying? I just need a little bit of space for a little bit, you know? And it's difficult, like it sucks, because just imagine like your best friend, you talk to them like every day, to go from that and to like have to just cut yourself off. That's a little difficult, but I'm actually like, I don't know, I think I'm handling it decently well. Like I don't feel too bad about it. It's a little like, I'm like, damn, that sucks, but like I said, it has to be done. It has to be done for me to get out of the stress zone. Also, we are going to, well, it's 8:24, and unfortunately the 24-hour fitness that I normally go to on Sundays, they close at 8. So we are going back to Legacy Barbell, or Legend Barbell as it's called now. The sky's kind of pink, it's kind of nice, kind of like it, look at that. Okay. Alright, we're definitely gonna have to overlay some music during the sets because someone is listening to some guitar shredding right now. Anyways, first exercise, we're doing this leather rope grip bacteria fulfilled tricep push down. I'm on my 3rd set. I do 3 sets, 20 reps, 15-15. First exercise right here. I think I'm gonna do like, normally I do like 3 tricep exercises, maybe 4, and then like I'll do like 4 or 5 bicep exercises, but less sets apiece, just changing a bunch of different exercises. Might switch it up today and just do less exercises, more sets. We'll see how I feel. To be honest, I'm a bit tired. Like I could be using a rest day, but who knows? Okay, so we're starting off with the tricep. I don't even know what to call this, like rope pull downs, rope push downs, whatever. And first exercise of the day, I like to do the whole first set of 20 repetitions just to warm up the whole area, warm up the joints and everything. And arms actually look pretty decent right here. That's kind of surprising. But anyways, yeah, so 20 reps in set number 1, and then 2 sets of 15 of increasing weight. Maybe the 3rd set I do like 12. It really just depends as I increase the weight, as long as I can keep good technique. And I'm really trying to be strict here as long as possible. Also, by the ways, if you want to hear me just go on a raw rant at the end, where I actually had to cut a little bit of clips out because I was getting a little heated, just like stay until the end. Okay, next for triceps, we're doing the dumbbell overhead tricep extension. This is like one of the few exercises that I just freaking slang it, because I saw a video of this dude named Josh Manoy, who has this like, he's apparently natural. I mean, I don't know, but he's got massive arms, and he was preaching basically how he got his big ass triceps. He was just slanging dumbbell extensions, dumbbell tricep extensions. He said like he didn't even care about full range or anything, just heavy weight and just slang them. So I was like, you know, I'm ever the experimenter, and I was like, let me test this out. I started doing it, and it felt like it actually was working. So I've been doing it ever since. It's been like at least since the beginning of the year, so I've just been sticking with it, and you know, no issue so far, and it does look like it's making a difference. So I don't know. By the way, so on these dumbbell tricep extensions, since it's a very heavy weight, I treat it like just any of my other exercises with heavy weight, where I do like a warm-up set at the beginning, 8 reps or whatever, and then I'll acclimate up to the actual weight, because they're going up to 90-pound dumbbells, so I went like 60, 70, 80, all for like 3 reps or so, just to get used to it. We're about to do the 90s for 15, hopefully. Yes, so as I said, I'm literally started doing this exercise because I saw that Josh Manoy guy, and I was like, this guy's arms are way too big. He's definitely not natural. Just kidding. I don't really know, but either way, I like to test stuff out. Like for me, it's all about testing stuff out. So I was like, when I see this guy with big ass arms saying he does this, I'm like, all right, you know, I might as well run it for a little bit and just see how it works. And I actually really did like it. But so just like every other day, I always like to do it first. I like to start with a squeezing contraction motion before I go into a heavy compoundish movement. Well, my freaking earphones died, but luckily I got the power brick, and I got this handy like all-in-one charging thing, so I can charge them a little bit and use them in a bit. Anyways, now we're doing this Arsenal overhead tricep extension machine. So basically we just slanged a little bit, you know, just effing around, and then this is like the strict version of the exercise that we're doing 2 sets here. Basically 3 sets of the first exercise, 2 sets of the dumbbell tricep extensions, because it's heavy and slangy, we don't need to do too much of that. And the strict one, since I already did the motion, I'm doing just 2 sets of this as well for 15 reps or thereabouts. Love how all the machines are made out of steel, so I can just magnetize to anything. Yeah, that freaking that tripod is so freaking good, but there's one thing that's not good, and that is how this gym sometimes blasts music. Literally the first time, like when I signed up for the gym, the first day I worked out in it, like I was like, okay, this looks pretty cool. A lot of my friends come here, like the equipment's supposed to be good or something, but I could not hear my own music with my earphones in. All I could hear was their music just blasting. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Anyways, so after the big compound, like compoundish, where we're just moving heavy weight, I go back to the squeezes, back to the contractions. So this is like a lot more strict version of basically what we just did, kind of to just finish it off. But yeah, I mean, like, what's the point? Not everybody wants to hear that music, you know what I'm saying? Like at least let people hear their own music if they want to, right? For the last exercise, I think we're gonna use this machine right here, this dip machine. They don't really have a great dip machine. Like, these don't feel that good to me. I prefer just like the one at 24 Hour Fitness, but we gotta do. So we're gonna do 2 sets of this machine right here, and then that will end the triceps. We're gonna move on to the biceps, which is a little bit more interesting, but painful. This cheese is hurting my freaking shoulder and the left side so much. I had to drop the weight to a plate in the 25. That is not good. And on to the last tricep movement of the day. I want to finish with a dip motion, but I can't actually do just body weight dip. It's not very good for my shoulders. However, this machine's not great either. This also hurts my shoulders, especially the left shoulder right now, dealing with that shoulder impingement. This is not that great for it. Honestly, there's only 2 dip machines. There's one right here and there's one behind me, but I'm covering it up in the video. You can't really see it. But both of them just have really weird grips. Like the handles are strange. The other one, it's just straight up balls. So that definitely hurts when you're just like pressing down these balls with a lot of weight on it. This one's not the most comfortable either, but I guess it's not as bad. The angle's just a little strange. So when you try to go heavy, it does F with your shoulder if you're not in perfect health. And I was feeling that a little bit, but that's why I was going really slow and controlled. Try not to hurt myself and try to actually engage the triceps. So that's the last exercise. Who I ran into at the gym. Hello, Josh. I have noticed that you have your
bicep, my guns. I brought.
It's pretty big.
I'm just kidding.
He's got I noticed you have your Bible of bodybuilding.
Yeah. It's a Hogwarts Bible. This is where we write stuff down.
The spells to make your muscles bigger.
Yeah, exactly. The spells, the spell is first. You gotta, like today is the bicep, so you need dumbbell curls, 35 times 10, 30 times 4. So you need to do that 4 times.
Holy shit.
And then you do hammer curls, and then it's about like 5 different movements. Like you gotta do this right formation, the right spot. Oh gosh. Like, it has to be like right under here.
Right under here.
Yeah, if it's not, if it's over there, it just doesn't work out.
Okay, straight into the bicep exercises, because when I watched the clip back that I was speaking before this, it was so damn loud you couldn't even hear a word I was saying, so I might as well just explain it here. So I usually do 4 or 5 bicep exercises. I'll do 5 if I'm doing everything, because I'm just not the best when it comes to biceps. Biceps is definitely a part that I wanted to bring up just because I feel like my biceps are not very good. However, I do know they look a lot better when I'm lean and the shape is a lot more revealed. But I almost never feel soreness in the biceps. But once I started doing these 5 exercises, granted I only do 2 sets of every exercise, this was the first times that I started feeling soreness in my biceps, which for me, I know it's not a perfect indicator, but for me, it's an indicator of getting good work on the biceps, because I really am not the best at connecting with my biceps, so I have to do all kinds of just whatever I can do to make them grow. And so we're starting off with this cable curl facing away from the machine. Alright, that is the first exercise. Second exercise. My theory on arm training has really changed throughout time. Like, I used to think really that everything was gonna be controlled and higher reps and like lower weight for arms. You know, you do hear that a lot. But for me, it's like, yeah, maybe my arms have some shape, but they just never, like, I needed my arms to get bigger. And so I really have been like trying, ever since I saw that Josh Manoy thing, which just sounds dumb, I know, but it's like I've been trying just to see if it works, right? Because that's the whole point of like throwing in on the biceps and triceps one exercise where it's just heavy and not as clean necessarily, but it's just more of a heavy kind of like swelling inducing motion. And since doing that, I feel like it's actually made a difference. However, it is a little harder to get that swelling feeling when you're just in such a deficit for such a long time. But right now, it's like, it's actually very hard for me to hold a pump. Like, I feel a little bit, but soon after it's gone. Like, my bicep pump is like gone already. Normally, it's like pretty strong. Anyways, the second exercise I'm gonna do for biceps is gonna be chin-ups. Believe it or not, you see all these damn gymnasts, big-ass biceps, so I was like, let me give this a shot. I started doing them, sure enough, like, my bicep size, like, I don't think there's any change in definition from doing it, but it's like, I felt that just the whole, like, circumference was getting bigger. So I'm gonna do these. Okay, so this is the next exercise, and this is also another form of me experimenting, just seeing if things work, because like I said, the biceps were not really, they just didn't seem like they're improving that much. And I saw I'm gonna admit it, I saw a TikToker. It wasn't really a TikToker, it was a gymnast on TikTok, and he was saying, have you noticed that gymnasts all have huge biceps, the males? That's because they all do chin-ups. They're like, the guy said, we all do chin-ups, and that's how we get our biceps so big. So I started doing chin-ups. I started doing 2 sets of chin-ups, 10 reps a piece, but very strict. And I also try to keep my feet forward as to really mimic the path of, as if you were trying to curl a barbell straight. That's what I'm doing here. Recently, when I did these like chin-ups and doing pull-ups, I was like, damn, I'm getting stronger. That's crazy that I'm getting stronger as I'm cutting. Then it hit me. I've lost 10 pounds. I'm doing freaking chin-ups and pull-ups. Of course it's easier. I was like, dude, I'm a freaking beast. And then, nah. So it looks like we are gonna do all 5 of the bicep movements. The cable curls, did 3 sets, then 2 sets of the chin-ups. Now I'm about to do 2 sets of this right here, barbell curl. This is gonna be my like slightly sloppy, like heavier, slightly sloppy. This is 80 pounds, and we're gonna do it for 2 sets of 10 or so. Okay, so just try to ignore the guitar shredding in the background, but this is my quote-unquote heavy movement. Well, the chin-up kind of is as well, but this is my quote-unquote heavy, little slangy movement for the biceps, just like I had the heavy dumbbell tricep extension for triceps. The barbell curl is something that I started doing as my heavy movement for the biceps. So it's not too dirty, but there is a little bit of body English, if you know what I'm saying. But one really important thing to note is that if you're gonna use your body, you want to use it at the beginning of the motion. Look, I will bend down a little bit and then heave it up, but I will not overextend my back. Like, I'm not going to be leaning back when I get to the top. That's how you hurt your lower back using body English. So as long as you're kind of straight up and you don't lean back, your back should be safe when you're swinging around on heavy bicep curls for the barbell. It's when you start leaning backwards that you can start actually throwing on your back. Second to last bicep exercise, we're doing the dumbbell hammer curls. So we'll play these one arm at a time. Just focusing on like the forearm and the long head of the bicep. I don't know if you can tell, but the fact that I was just talking a little less in between the last exercise and this one, I was kind of starting to fade. This is the first time, really, I think the last exercise, or the last workout, but especially this workout, it's the first time when I really started to feel a little bit of the effects of the prep. I know I'm still not lean, like I still have so much to lose, but it's just 5.5 weeks at a constant deficit, 500, 600 calories at least. I actually started to feel that lack of energy and just kind of dragging ass. Like, I was not getting much of a pump, and I was ready to get out of here. Oh, I didn't, okay, yeah, there, straight, didn't even talk that time, straight into the final exercise. the concentration cable curl. This one I actually do feel pretty well. Like you can see, this is my left arm, and you can see like when I get to the end there, you can see the bicep peeking. It's peeking at you, baby. But yeah, this is the first time, like I said, that I was really kind of feeling the effects, and I was really starting to like, I need to get out of here. Not I need to get out of here, but just like, I'm not feeling anything too much. The pump is really not lasting, and I just feel flat. Like I actually feel flat. Like who knows? You know, if I actually am or not or whatever, but just it's been a long time on a deficit, and I was starting to feel it in this day. All right, we're out of there. And that very loud music, hopefully you could hear me. I don't even know if you could hear anything that I was saying because it was pretty loud. I had my earphones in, so I couldn't like tell if I was being loud enough. And I've been known to be pretty quiet, especially in public places. I don't like to just be like, I don't like people to look because I'm freaking talking, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of embarrassing. Not that outgoing, not that extroverted, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, oh shoot. I gotta go to HEB now. They close in like 30 minutes, but I think I can make it because I need some freaking chicken. And I would like some oatmeal as well. So, oh gosh. So I need to go do that. Hopefully we can make it. Let's go. Alright, it's 10:48, 10 minutes, but luckily I'm a seasoned veteran. When it comes to HEB shopping, I know exactly where everything is that I need, so we can get in and get out very quickly. Let's go. Chicken acquired, now I just gotta get some protein oatmeal, HEB brand, and acquired. And it's only, what time is it? I think I did that really fast. 10:50, I freaking did that in 2 minutes. What the heck? Am I a freaking beast or what? I was thinking about this and I was just getting like annoyed because very recently, I've heard like 2 or 3 friends tell me about experiences where they're basically getting used a little bit, but they can't help themselves because of emotional attachments or whatever. And I say this happens more often than you think. I mean, definitely, and it definitely happens with girls because girls, females are pretty emotional, so it's hard for them to detach sometimes. And like for me, that's disappointing on them because when you hear about it randomly happening to like other people or people outside of your circle, you're like, oh, what a shame, whatever, but you don't think too much of it. But then when it's people happening to you, like your circle of people, you're like, man, like, can you please not do that? Like, have some respect for yourself. So that's a little disappointing. You would expect that, when you're younger, teens, early 20s, I've been talking about this a lot lately, but that is the time when you are going to make bad choices, and it's okay at that time. You don't know any better. You haven't had time to figure yourself out. You don't know all about yourself just quite yet at that time. You're still trying to figure stuff out, and sometimes a lot of times you're trying to seek value in yourself through other people at that age when you're younger. You want to feel loved, you want to feel attention, you want to feel appreciated. But that often, when you don't know any better, it can result in you getting taken advantage of or you getting used. And it's not even just for girls, like for guys too. If you are a guy who just like cares a lot about people, like I've made a video about this in the past. Yeah, basically like I did so much, I was trying to do so much, and in the end it just feel exhausted, and you're like, damn, I kind of feel like I got used, but you didn't really get used. You did it to yourself, like you allowed yourself, I allowed myself in that situation, not necessarily even on purpose be taken advantage of, but you were getting used, That is normal and to be expected at a younger age, and you're like, and I was early 20s whenever that happened, Teens, early 20s, you expect that kind of decision making. The thing is, when you're around my age, you get to this age, I'm 31 by the way, it's kind of expected that around the 30s, you kind of know what you're about. You know what your morals are. You know what you're willing to do, what you're not willing to do, or like what you're comfortable with, what you're not comfortable with. And you're not going to let people change those things. You should not let people coax you into doing things just because you've got some kind of emotional attachment to them. And it doesn't even have to be, this doesn't necessarily have to do with relationships either. I can give you a great example of doing something or not doing something that you're comfortable with. I have a friend, they have a restaurant, right? They asked me to write them a Yelp review, leave them a 5-star Yelp review. Like I was next to him and he was like, hey, can you get on Yelp and leave me a 5-star review? Like people have been writing some bullshit. The thing is, I was like, I have not even eaten at your restaurant. I can't do that, you know? Like that doesn't sit right with me. Like that's not something I was comfortable doing. So I was like, dude, I can't, like, let me eat at your place and then I'll write you the review. I'm not comfortable with that. But you know, I'm close homies with the guy, you know, and I respect him a lot, but you gotta know, like when someone asks you, when your close friend or someone that you're close with, when they ask you to do something like that, or they ask you to do something that you're uncomfortable with, and you know, you let them know you're not really comfortable doing that, and they persist in pushing you to do that, they're not being a good friend to you. A good friend's not going to try to make you do something that you're actually uncomfortable with. They might put the idea out, but if you say like, yo, I'm not comfortable with that, then they're gonna respect your decision because they respect you. At the same time, you need to respect you and not just give in to these things, you know what I mean? Like you have more value than that, and your worth doesn't come from people that don't acknowledge you for who you are. That's not where worth comes from, you know? Draw a fine line of boundaries for those things. I don't know why it's so much easier for me to talk about these kinds of things like right now I'm just in a flow and it's just coming out naturally. But when I sit down in front of that nice camera and stuff like that and try to talk about it, sometimes it doesn't come out the same way. I don't know why that is. Like this quality is gonna be crap. The lighting is absolute garbage, but I'm able to get out what I want to say. You know? Do not let people take advantage of you. Do not let people use you. Respect yourself. Value yourself. Know your worth. Like I said, when you're younger, it's okay to make those mistakes. Don't beat yourself up about it too much. But now when you're at my age, you should know better. And you are better than that. I am not a guy that can just go out there and take advantage of people, you know what I'm saying? Like I can't even bring myself to do it. Like it's effed up. Like that's my moral compass, you know? I cannot bring myself to just knowingly take advantage of people like that. And it pisses me off that there are people out there that are like that out there. That pisses me off, of course. But still, we all have to do our own job in protecting ourselves, you know? We gotta look out for ourselves. Don't fall prey to the tricksters, the users, the abusers, because it is a form of abuse, all right? It's toxic. Also, let me throw this in as well. For myself, like thinking about this, one thing, I'm a little disappointed in myself because there have been times when my friends have told me situations where they might know it in the back of their head, but they can't really see it or they won't fully acknowledge it. But me, being an outsider looking in, I'm like, yo, they're taking advantage of you. But I didn't want my friends to feel judged by me, so I didn't say anything. You know, I was like, oh, okay, you wanted to do that? Okay, sure, whatever. But that's the thing. It's not about me judging them. It has nothing to do with me judging them, and it has everything to do with me, the fact that I care about them, and that I don't want them to be used like that. I want them to value themselves more than that, know that they're worth more than that. And when I think about those times, to be a good friend, I should have at least brought it up, made a bigger point of it. At least try to bring it up and try to have them see you might be getting used, but you're better than that, you know? I should have at least tried. And if they didn't see my way, at least I tried. I feel bad that I didn't even try because I was afraid that they're gonna feel like they're getting judged, but that's not what it is about at all. So, that being said, one point about this is I am never gonna let myself do that again, where I'm just like, I just don't bring it up, because whenever I heard these things, it didn't sit right with me at all. And I never said anything because they're friends, right? But it's like I'm not being a good friend if I don't even bring it up. I should at least try. So That's my resolution. Like, I am not gonna do that. I am not gonna just let these things go without giving it a proper talking point, you know, because it deserves one. So there's that as well. All right, we're gonna end this one now. That has been day, what is this, 36 or 37 of the prep, something like that. But yeah, hope you enjoyed another one with your boy Tigu. And yeah, see ya in the next one.